That was nice of you. Thanks.
Now looking at everything that Pango does have, obviously last pick coming in here, but did Pango mitigate that weakness that they did have against Team Liquid?
And that's where Mind Control is going to feel very confident up on the top lane, just do whatever the hell he wants. And they're already TPing down extra, so GH is on bottom lane. He's going to try and work with Kura to try and kill off the Earth Spirit, so it's already King R in a bit of trouble. You've got Skewer available, but it's just too easy to block him. Skewer forward, and Kuro, well, they'll have the range damage and the close damage through the Fairy Fight as he salve around the tree line. Well, he's got a small little bit of time, 17 HP. The last attack from Kuro will do the job. And First Blood, just caught in the trees, which is ironic for your statement before.
It's about as simple a game as you can ask for from a carry player, and if he has a nice lane down here, this is something he's probably done 100 times on this patch.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to have a bit of a crack over at Slayer, who's trying to walk back out. You've got support rotating over from Medusa. Just a quick little snake out. Mind Control, low on life. But remember, he can just surge himself away unless Slayer could block him, but it's not even for that. They just turn around. Mind Control with the Iron Shell damage gets the kill.
Yep.
And Kuro helped him out with the Fortune's End.
Mind Control gets the bottle off on the bounty rune. Shout out to Kuro, just making sure that he had that secured. He actually got both, which means he's now full HP, full mana almost, and right back to back lane.
Look where Kuro rotates in towards middle lane, looking for the gank over on the Vengeful Spirit. Just a quick slap down from Matumba, and Kuro had the Fortune's End to follow up and get the kill.
Constantly applying pressure. They force the TP, immediately get out of dodge. Kuro even gets the Tombstone last hit. That's a nice gold infusion. He'll be buying wards. You can already see him in his quick buy. And this is the one downside of the Medusa safe lane where you can't stop Darkseer. So you're just trading in a matchup you're so favored in.
Great rotation down. Matubman getting involved in the kills in the side lane. 4 hits. No way the Ghostic is able to escape from the bottom lane. So much double slows. And GH has already managed to afford Arcane Boot 7 minutes in.
That was a vintage mid-1 rotation right there. Nighttime hits. Think about moving. You have your sacks up. Oh, get swapped in mid though.
Yep. Looking to try and dodge with the Mischief, the Magic Missile, unable to do so. That's why King R rolling boulders through, gets kicked back, but support from Liquid comes so quickly, and Matubman still empowered up.
Yep.
Just wrecks face on the ES, and it's not finished there. He's going for Sealer underneath the tier 2, but okay, maybe biting off a little bit more than he can chew. Will begin his retreat. This feels a lot like I was really worried about how Shadow would work. There were a lot of questions about if he's actually going to be a peak performance to play at Team Liquid's level, but he's moving with the majority of the team. He comes over with GH, but Tumman's going to get this kill up on top because, hey, it's a hasted Monkey King versus Medusa. She ain't going anywhere.
What are you talking about? He's been farming. He's just AFK.
Yep.
It's 5K advantage. This is what I'm talking about. It's 4 players of Liquid winning the game, and it's like, yo, Shadow, you do you, dog.
Hey,
we'll empower you.
He's moving with GH. That's why I'm giving him props. Mind Control's going to die on top lane. That finally gets the Pango on the board. Shockwave's a creep wave, hides in the tree line as Ghostic looked for him and probably thought the GH just TP'd away to safety. It doesn't happen, and they're looking for a kill. VS, the mid, has rotated to the bottom lane, wanting this kill, so they have to fortify to get behind the tower, swap Minizzling to the pip, double TPs are on the way. Oracle does not have the false promise available just yet, so Matubman jumping forward, looking for the kill with a swap back. Vengeful Spirit cannot escape.
They knew that was coming. They had a ward. You can see Earth Spirit running over it right now. They knew that rotation was en route, and 5-man rotate.
Oh, but Tumba does so much
he juked
damage.
The stun. Or the slow. The rock.
He's beaten through. Now the rolling boulder, trying to buy him more time, but Matubman, you want to stay next to him, he'll just keep beating down. Jump over the pit!
Wow.
Matubman, you said, OD, not a Matubman hero. Monkey, a Matubman hero. And boy, is he playing it to perfection.
Just feel, I really like the way Liquid's game planned this. You have Undying Earth Spirit, 2 of the best supports in the patch. Undying, a lane dominator, felt completely ineffective in the lanes. Earth Spirit, the best rotator, he had to find a kill.
Coming in towards the mid, looking for the kick, able to get onto Matubman, and the pit combining with the Tombstone. Difficult for the Monkey King to get out of this, but now movement speed. It doesn't matter. He surged up, so there's no slow from the Tombstone. One more attack will get rid of it, and he jumps straight back into the fight to kill off the Undying. Both supports down, and then the double slap into the Wukong Rogue's command right around the tier 1 tower, and the RP combo from GH is too good. Even Shadow's coming to be involved in the fight. A triple kill for Matumberman, and this may actually be the quickest game of the tournament so far to be the 18-minute Secret 1. Liquid are rolling with this game.
I mean, even though the draft could look a little unconventional, it's Liquid here.
Yeah, and they are looking bloody good. All they have to do is keep this momentum up, and Matumberman, he's hunting more. He's got 7 kills of the 13, and he's going to make it 8. Even looking to dodge any kind of magic missile control. Mischief is just the name of his game.
This game was broke wide open thanks to 2 things. The Matumberman rotations,
Bottom lane.
And notably, the Darkseer neutralized the Undying's laning presence.
He knew he was in the tree lines. The Observer Ward would have seen his exit, and now Matumberman jumps forward, gets the diffusal off. At least it's a swap, but he ain't going anywhere. Matumberman now up to 9 kills on this Monkey King, and they will force the bottom lane. This is the 15-minute bounty runes, and which will be 2-2 split, but that's the only upside.
Surge gives heroes like Monkey King, really just agility heroes, they get more than haste move speed, and that's why it looks like he's just going a bit too fast. There's nothing you can do to stop this guy, and even if you're able to get him low, they can just pop an Oracle ult and he's going to heal the full in the duration.
Well, they can have a crack at GH. The silence is out, but there's your RP. Support's rotating over Kuro. He got the false promise. They need to actually kill off GH. They cannot get the TP out in time. And GH goes all the way home, now affords its Blink Dagger because they couldn't find that kill.
But consistently, even when they multi-man TP, he is always the first one. So I've got to assume it's him calling for these teleports. But that's important. He's the save. If he comes in after the 5 seconds instead of 3, Mag is going to go down there.
Oh, Matumba inside the Wukong again. Use the diffusal so no one can just walk straight out of it. He doesn't want to get out of it himself, but the moment kills off the illusion of the VS. The Darkseer wall is down. 3 men just continuously vacked back into it. And remember, there's still the Aegis, the Immortal of Matumban. He wants to get into this fight, but they also want to get rid of the Tombstone to create so many undying minions, mainly because of the Ancients that are stacked up. But nowhere for the Pango to run. Slayer is 1 more hit away from death. GH is going down to kill off the Underlord, but now Monkey King, Matumban with a slapdown, is beyond godlike. 19-1. 12 of the 19 kills belong to Monkey.
Oh my god. You know, a concept we talk about a lot nowadays is reach. I don't know if there's anything that can traverse the map as fast as this Matumban Monkey
so
right now.
Easy. Deucer is down. Make it a good 13, and do you tap out? Is this actually the fastest game? I was kind of joking about it before, knowing that they're moving fast.
So far, Secret and Liquid that I've seen impress. And when you get him ahead like this, you have Surge to back him. A 1600 cast range tree dance. Look at this.
Look at him run. Search him up. Has someone got a stun? Oh, of course they do. Monkey King's got one. Shadow will finally find himself a 2nd kill of the game. Well, he's not. Oh, yeah, 5. Yeah, you actually don't lose him out. Nice. Never forget wings.
Yeah. But yeah, point is, you might lose to Liquid, but realistically that doesn't matter. You can still make up a bracket.
Oh, Matumba. He doesn't care as long as he's got the Aegis Immortal, but Mind Control gives him a little bit more life. They pull back the Vengeful Spirit, so Matumba turns his attention. Stonegaze out from the Deucer. They have managed to control up Mind Control for just a second, but then again, Monkey King, how do they kill him off? He still hasn't done it. The slapdown will come, and Monkey King, he will die. Did he lose the Aegis during the fight? Oh, that's just unlucky for him. It's still a 3-for-1 trade-off, but that's a huge trade. A triple kill for Shadow. Now you feel the influence of the PA. Up towards Ghostic. In the run, hiding in the trees. Really nice use of Fog of War, so Shadow just goes completely AWOL. Unable to find the Underlord.
That, you know, he died, but
yeah,
it was a cute idea. I don't actually know if it functions like that. Curl might not. Well, he probably does. He's a TI winner, but
they're smoking, looking to go back in. GH has RP available. They really want to take a fight, and look at them group up! 3 heroes together, and now the cleave of the PA can go to work! A triple kill, block the rolling boulder out, an ultra kill for Shadow!
Get him in there.
Team Liquid,
get in there!
It really is GG, they're going for more kills. You want to buy back a rampage for Shadow? Welcome to Team Liquid, GG Game 1, 30-2, 20 minutes on the board. Domination was the name of this game.
Just flawless, really. Like, Liquid, they're the best.
Remember, like the space creator, something that can kind of pressure tower.
And there it is.
And there it is.
You guys pretty much called that pretty early here. So we are going to see now everything rounded
No, he's not even doing observer warding. He's holding it in his backpack. But this is that aggressive tri lane. Hidden in the trees. Magnus can come from the side. Lich is already TP'd off the bottom lane. So bottom lane is now a straight up 1v1. But they're looking for the Stormbolt. Into the spin. Maybe with the Frost Armor. It's still not enough. They get the great initiation now. Even better. Kuro TP out. Oh, does not get it in time. That was ballsy.
That was a little ambitious.
Yeah, it's going to cost him though. Like getting back into lane will take a long time now for this event. He'll have to walk it.
Yeah.
But my control's already doing exactly the same type of thing. Like he's grabbing the creep wave and then pulling it over. In fact, it looks like he's going to have to... Well, I think he can delay this creep wave much more. They're going again now, this time closer on GH. Skewer forward, just trying to keep that Frost Shield in range. But with the Illumina Blast and the spin, Lich will fall. GH will not make it to safety. So once again, a kill on top lane goes the way of Liquid with a rebuttal instantly after.
He's full health almost already.
The medallion won't matter as much, right?
Yep, exactly. It actually just, it's a worthless item when you have that much armor. It increases the damage taken by
going bottom lane. My control should die. Cole already going to pull him back in, and he can't move away. The Frost Shield slowing down the movement speed, but then Ghostic, he hasn't got the Culling Blade off. He waited a little too long, so Shadow begins his own TP in. Amplifications there. Is there a crush to cancel the TP? Staying out of range, so no chance for a spin. And Shadow will find now his third kill of the game. With the rotation to bottom.
You show 3 or 4 heroes down here, immediately Liquid runs into the pit.
And because also Pango doesn't have that tier 1 tower on top or mid, then this Roshan becomes a lot more exposed. But that's why down towards bottom. Look towards Matumman. They're not moving quickly, however. Magnus is holding back. And the TP, 2 onto the Shrine, 3 onto the Shrine. They're all coming to the Magnus. He begins his skewer, but man, they do not want this fight. But then again, Pango were the ones who are setting up for it.
But you can't. The thing is, it's all about the spacing and the way Liquid play this game. Who's exposed? It's Matumba and Timbersaw with full stacks.
Invading the jungle, and they're going to find the Dazzle. GH doesn't break his smoke. He walks around it because they know they need to have a jump stun, which they don't actually have out of their 3 players. They probably wanted to work with Shadow up on the top lane, and that is where the smoke gank is coming in. King R, they'll come in close. It's an RP with a spin. Juggernaut's going to be immune, and then the Ignis. They cannot move away from it. Ghostic's trying to take care of it, but with the Omni Slash, Ghostic's losing life. Shadowgrave give him a little bit more life, but then here comes your crush into the back lines. Dazzle, the Lich ulti. Liquid, actually, they can't move away from it. This is how they have their fight. They're just continuous slow. Liquid, even with the high ground, could not get down there and do the damage they wanted.
Yep.
And Pango seemed completely unaware this is happening.
Yeah, and it's disguised because Kuro showed himself, places a ward above the pit, so that'll break spokes and prevent them from being ambushed inside the pit, and shows like, hey, maybe my team is smoked behind me, you've got to get out of dodge. He's going to have both those items. He'll actually transition to mid to try and prevent this tower push, but he's got to be careful. He's got no armor stacks.
But they're backing off. And in fact, it's a wraparound through the rear, catching out the Dazzle with the first stun, Mind Control with the chain stun, and boy, they just keep on going, bashing through. He'll get the Shallow Grave out, but there's no way to escape inside the Shark Room. He'll die to Matumberman. But it's still not that bad for Pango. They've cleaned out all the towers in the bottom lane. They've taken the tier 1 tower in mid.
There's no ability for the other initiator to follow up.
Yeah. Looks like the Pango again are looking for an opportunity. They'll send a Terrorblade Illusion up to give them some information. Blink call. They find Mind Control. A quick war cry from Sven will give enough life for Mind Control to live through this. And the Ignis, they don't want to fight on top of this. The Stormbolt's out, but even with the Shallow Grave, that feels really premature. Ghostic, he's going to lose it. As going to be brought down. RP from King R, creating more space. So now Pango, they're the ones in control. Slaughter buys back into the game. The Timber, as well as Kuro, have already taken a fall. Ghostic goes for another jump into the mid, pulling Shadow up into the waiting arms of the Pango, and a triple kill for Terrorblade. You asked the question, Kyle, how do they get their initiation? That seems to be the way. In the mid, so this opens up the shrines for attack.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, you're worried about whether Liquid can do enough damage, because, yeah, sure, Slardar Jug, you apply a ton of pressure, but Terrorblade's walking around with 34 armor. And you really got to look at your
fight this.
To kill him.
They're bringing more people over. There's no Chain Frost available. Asunder is out. Matumba's still with good regeneration. Mind Control, no Blink Dagger. Sprint only now just coming off cooldown so he can run forward. But who's he going to go for? A quick skewer, and the Chain Frost bounces over to GH. He'll take it away from the fight. And Lich almost perma-stunned up. He will take a fall. At the same time, Shadow gets dual ganked.
Deal with the TB illusions. He Omni-slashed, and I believe 3 or 4 of those attacks were just squandered on the illusions.
Blink forward from Max. They caught Mind Control. He tried to sprint himself away. Without that Blink Dagger, Mind Control is just not as...
Yeah.
He's not anywhere near as maneuverable, and he cannot get himself in the front lines. What's worse is he bought back during the last fight. Gotta be careful, but he does have BKB and Sunder. Still no Slider up, so still no big amplification. They can spam all they want. The Juggernaut has not joined this fight, but now Shadow looking to come in through the rear, puts the healing ward. He's just going to Omni Slash down the Lich, kill off one, and then get the hell out there. And this may just be enough for Pango to back off, but they've already taken the bottom melee racks. It's what they wanted. Now, can they get out? Almost scot-free. Yes, they lost the Lich. Terrorblade on the edge of the Ignis. BKBs and TPs away to safety. Scouts out what's going on, and now the big choice is in the hands of Pango.
You gotta try and just stall this. You know there's no Ignis Fatus.
Blink RP, Mind Control. He's the one that's going to be a little bit more exposed. He goes for a quick crush. Matumba jumps out, but Mind Control quickly sprints away. They were really thinking about getting the RP off. Shadow is now finished up Roshan. He has both the Aegis and the cheese, so Liquid got what they wanted, but now it's their turn to begin the full retreat.
Oh, GH is in trouble. You're in no man's land, my friend.
That's why he blinks for the tree line. They're just chasing
great.
This is why he gets the Blink Dagger. Oh, well, this is also why Axe gets a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
That's one executables.
How many times did we see that back in the days of TI7 though? GH just Matamba Man casually playing the trees. Look at this.
Potential trade-off. Shadow is pushing in the bottom lane while the top is being pressured out too. So watch that TP timing of Shadow. He's not coming back yet. Instead, it's Matamba who's just being the front liner. Naive moves over. He's going after the melee racks. Quick whirling death. That's still so much damage that they cannot stop. But Shadow is not stopping either. Fortification out. Shadow moves onto the melee racks on the bottom, and they may just go for a straight trade-off. This is possible. Slider comes out. He'll get the crush over on Axe. They're buying the space for Shadow to do this proper split push. Terrorblades it up. He'll sunder up the life out of Matumban. Kuro dies. The Chain Frost connects on him. So the melee racks will go down in mid. But at the same time, Shadow achieved the same thing on bottom lane. Maybe now he returns to the fight. He can't go for much more. Or does he? Blinding Light, push him back. Slider, control up by the Axe call, but then again, Axe is brought down, and underneath the Ignis, no Naive, he just BKBs. Here comes your Omni Slash. They need more damage, they need a stun, they need something, and they just don't have it. But the average in the current meta, I think it's like 33 minutes is the average finish time.
I'm just not sure Jug does enough damage. That's my big concern. Even with a Slardar, with a Solar Crest amp and his own ultimate.
They're jumping in. The Axe, he only got one of the calls, didn't actually get Mind Control in it, but Shadow, so much damage. He went for the spin. Now they get the RP off. Omni Slash may be possible, but the Dark Ring was brought in, but they know they Culling Blade him down, and the Chain Frost. Matumba just doesn't have the life. No buyback for Shadow. Matumba does have it, and he'll have to commit it straight away.
Yep.
Here they come, down through mid. Pango. They are looking like a completely different team from Game 1. Well, mainly because they were actually in this game, unlike Game 1. But Tumberman on the front lines, called out. Kuro with a Storm Bolt, but Terrorblade doesn't care. He's so protected for the moment underneath the BKB. Remember, this is a pretty short duration BKB. It got pretty low, so now it is gone. But they're looking for the kills. Down towards Mind Control. Reflect and the Skadi, slowing him up, but the buyback's available and Fortification. Again, just trying to waste the time of the Metamorphosis. It's got 2 seconds left,
no BKB
and now it's actually gone. The Tier 3 tower is brought down. Pango heading. That's a double damage rune on a Terrorblade. They couldn't have got that at a better time. Roshan is being evaporated with the Solar Crest on him. There's Liquid cannot get there in time, even with the chain forward. Roshan's low, but now Matumba is in the middle of the fight with no buyback available. Sinister Gaze pulls him in. He needs a Timber Chain out of this fight. He's going through the Lich. Juggernaut is still questioning if he wants to come forward. They have to get through the Aegis Immortal and refresh a shard that's on the Terrorblade, so he can just pop that BKB double twice. Now the Axe Call, Timber Saw, but Ignis double layered on top Terrorblade. Now he'll burn his BKB, but Dazzle, he's isolated inside the pit, so they'll get the kill in there.
Really good decision making from Pango, and they buy back immediately. It's perfect. You know the Coddle ults are on cooldown. That's your big fear. Just do whatever you can to get the hell away from those balls of light.
So now the pressure situation. Pango needs the initiation. They're looking at it from Magnus. He'll be very happy to go for a one-man RP when he's got two of them available. Matamaman, he's been that frontliner once again with the war cry. They have a lot of life, but damn, that racks. They just cannot stop the Terrorblade. The blinding light's a little bit too late, but what are they going to do? Try and kill him off? Here goes your Omnislice, but Shadow, he bounced out of the creep wave. Here's your good RP. Lock him on in position. Refresher and go again. Hold them in position. You are going nowhere. It's 4 megas up already. The Tumble will die, no buyback available, and this really is probably the game. A 3-man call from Ghostic. That's the way to do it in style. Push it to a third. You can buy back all you want, but I don't think Pango can be stopped. They are way too strong. Still have the Aegis on the Terrorblade. Sunder's off cooldown in 5 seconds time as well. And Shadow just feels like a non-factor in this game. The Juggernaut never coming into fruition. Matumba cannot tank through all of it. And now they just pull Shadow into the lineup. And that's GG.
That's GG. I gotta admit, I was wrong in the way I'm reading this game. Liquid, I thought they played excellent, and they did, but I failed to recognize Pango. They know the win condition. They have 2 methods of BKB piercing disables.
What's the pressure point, though, here? Now that we see all of the drafts, we talk about the fact that Pango is going to want to go very fast here.
And just a easy mitigation. You buy boots first, so typically you won't ever get the shield, but in a tri-lane, it's super value. I'd like to see Sailor do something similar, and after he finishes that Null Talisman, get a Bassi.
They're going again. Just put that stun over on Mind Control. And it is dodged, thanks to Tusker. Snowball, GH with the stop, and now the damage coming into Tusker, but through Frost Shield is too difficult. It says the Visage who finds the first spot on GH. Mind Control diving underneath the tower, taking way too much damage from the tier 1. So Pango with the Soul Assumption, he's body blocking himself up with his own board, but that's why Kuro tries to turn it around a little bit with a Stroke of Fate, but he still cannot save the 3 position of Liquid, that maybe they can get still a rebuttal. Stuns available, Kuro's letting it rip. They've already got a double kill on him with the Stroke of Fate. It goes through the Visage, and combining with GH with that plus 60 damage, they actually get 3 kills on the bottom lane to both of the supports of Liquid. Which is funny because, like, has that actually been an item we've seen any team purchase on the Dusa?
A couple times, yeah. I keep seeing Mantis, and I don't know if that's the play, but, you know, I am a caster after all. It's
Great chill and Frost Blast out. Over on the Beastmaster, Snowball's coming in from the Tusker, able to connect as Mind Control goes to the tree lines, but the Stomp creates a lot of space and keeps the Visage, the Soul Assumption away. That is Slayer, who's in the trees, who needs the distance. GH trying to catch up, but now the Shards, it doesn't actually get the block. It's already Lich dying. Kuro low in life thanks to the Soul Assumption, but GH goes in deep. They are really going after this with the Stomp under the tower. One more punch will kill off Visage, but the TP supports are coming in thick and fast.
Double kill.
It's already the Dazzle back. GH will die, and they have the damage from Mind Control. Yes, they do. Dazzle with the double kill. What a nice rotate for your mid. Now that's going to speed up your items. He's already got the Necro Book coming on the Courier.
I unexpected this because you just need armor desperately against the heroes on the side of Pango.
Oh, they're trying to contest the top 6-minute runes and the bottom ones. You've actually got Mind Control and a little bit of hurt working with Kuro on the top lane, while on the bottom lane GH will go down. Mind Control still now on the run. Slayer slowed up by these boars is problematic, but the Familiars even more problematic. Soul Assumption's back off cooldown. Mind Control has just enough life, and he actually summons another boar, but the Familiars, they come up, fresh summon, fresh damage. And that's great kills across the board for Pango as Kuro. He'll still get the Lich as a rebuttal.
Well played. Decent trade
Snowball
mid lane, though.
Necro Books have been triggered off by the Dazzle. The Shard block is perfect over on Shadow. They burn through all of his mana. The Shards will disappear, but where's his follow-up damage? It's already done. The attack from the Necros will do the work. Tusker kind of caught in the wrong side of the trees, just trying to juke out Kuro, but that's why they silence him up. And the follow-up stun from the Inkswell. Tusker, Snowball's back off cooldown. He can buy himself a little bit of time, dodges the attacks, but then he comes in even closer, which allows Giacious to spirit out and find that final point of damage.
Matumba Man going Vanguard into Crimson, probably Mech after. Actually, it's going to be Mech first. You've got Beastmaster rushing Medallion into Vlad's.
Well, they're going after the Bristleback. We'll see if all those tanky items can keep him alive. Sinister Gaze pulls him out. He was already locked in. And with the with the Snowball, they actually dodged the ET Splitter. And there's 30 seconds on the sideline. Pango want to fight. They have Ravage available. They have Vlad's on the Tidehunter. And damn, their sustain is so good. So they just group up as 5 and look to fight with the Stomp. Maybe a little bit of space to be created, but Tidehunter still no mana actually. He cannot get the Ravage out. Shadow stole too much, but it still is Pango charging forward. They've got all the tankiness in the world. It's a good form there in Stomp.
Doesn't matter.
But Mind Control does not want to join this fight. He still remained on top lane. TP scrolls available.
They're just being auto-attacked by birds. Like, they'll just die unless they have that support.
Like, I just love a Tidehunter Desolator. Like, gets Blink Dagger, queues up Desolator.
Yeah, to explain why, though, that's because now your Anchor Smash, it does your attack plus bonus damage, not a regular amount of physical damage.
Oh, what a catch. Ooh. The shards, it gets both Matumba and Kuro. They've already killed off Kuro. Matumba, they've got to bring him down. These Quill Sprays are starting to stack up. ET Splitter, it does hit nicely with a follow-up Stomp, and maybe now Shadow can do some work. Turns on the Grave
Shield. This is not a fight you want, Liquid.
Where is the rest of his team?
There's still a Ravage.
It cannot fight the Blink forward from Ghosting. He's able to connect onto the Deucer, too far away from the Shrine to get any kind of advantage from it, and GH cannot create that much space. 3 heroes down. Now Pango can do Roshan.
And even if Kuro were to, or Mind Control were to be there, it doesn't matter. This is the most incredible mid-game lineup we've seen yet in the tournament. You need to buy way more time if you're Liquid. You need at least another 15 minutes before you could be confident running into a Ravage.
Well, Dire will claim Roshan. Even with all the vision from the Hawks and the 2 supports hanging around, Mind Control, he's in more trouble up on top. Hit by the Gush, goes for the Roar, runs around the edge of the shards, but Sinister Gaze pulls him back towards the Lich. And that is one very dead Beastmaster. No buyback available from him. Aegis the Immortal on Dazzle, they could just start to really push. We already saw the sustain when they fall underneath the tier 1 tower in mid. Matumba just thought he could finish off the tower. It was so low anyway. The only reason why he's probably alive is because Dazzle didn't want to commit too heavily in. They want to group up together and then get the push.
Bottom lane, they're just beelining straight for him.
Oh god, and there's actually a solo. This is just, right now, Visage trying to take a solo kill over on the Deuce, but they're wrapping around the back so they can find Kuro as well. A blink from Ghostic is still on cooldown for the moment, but they'll find Shadow. Negative 11 armor. Shields will not repel this firepower, and they go for more. They're hunting for the kills. It's just Slayer after Kuro. They will not find it, however, but they will find the tier 2 tower on bottom. Pango's going uphill right now.
Yep.
This is when Liquid
very
have
hard to do that. You have a ET, you've got the Grimstroke for the wave clear, and a Bristleback that's going to plant himself on the high ground.
Yeah, they need a jump. They still have no Ravage, but that's off cooldown in 3 seconds time. The Stomp will catch out on 3. Matumba moves forward. The ET Splitter catches out on 2, but then the Snowball forward. Matumba's trapped. The Ravage, it'll catch all of Team Liquid that are in the defense. Matumba now will really test his survivability. The Stomp creates space, but the Soul Assumption, the stuns, the slow, it's Matumba finally getting out, and Pango approving that they don't have enough life to survive this. The Frost Shields on the Dazzle trying to keep him alive and save that Aegis the Immortal for a reset and push back in again. Or maybe that's what the bait was. They actually turn on to GH. They'll remove that Stomp. The Snowball forward. ET is down for half a minute, but yeah, top lane. The push was coming in from Beastmaster. Mind Control was doing the defense. Lich had to TP back to defend it. Tide will do exactly the same thing. And even TP out from Mind Control. He stops the push from Pango thanks to split push, and then even gets a Roar out to get the kill over on the Tusker, silence him up, kill him off. That's good money, and it's Mind Control to claim it.
Look at the lead just bounce back and forth. Such a well-played game from both sides and incredibly even. Liquid is still so far away from possessing themselves, and you make that play then? Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Can Liquid go up? Can they force it the other direction now? Shadow being initiated on. He's gonna quite a quick man to dodge and try and get away from those familiars. Running out of the mana, but now the ET Stomp GH just creates so much space. And now maybe even Snowball. Okay, Tusker, shards forward. There's only so much help Shadow can receive.
Hey, you want to talk real quick about Juice? I know he died there, but
the Beastmaster once again on bottom lane. Still looking for the trade-off.
Oh, he's TPing in?
Yeah, he is.
But there's a Tusk scouting everything out.
Invis, he's underneath the sentry ward. a little bit off to the side now, so they can't instantly attack him, but they go after mind control. Flip him already with the walrus punch. They're coming. They're looking for the fight. And the shard block perfectly on the edge. That's why they go for the Ravage. No ET stomp, but he still has a splitter available, and the double soul assumption hits. They fly out, so GH will fall, and now you have Bristleback isolated, no extra support. TP's coming in. It's ET trying to help him. They hold him in position, but it's all on the back. The stomp is good, but Tummerman finally brought down by the walrus punch. Kuro cannot save his life. And underneath the observer ward, they feel confident to continue to jump forward. Gush can't find
chasing.
it. Shards fly forward. They won't get it. They're not going towards Roshan yet.
Yep.
Now they are.
It's fine, it's fine. You want to get the kills. They smell blood in the water. I understand. I just feel like it's very important that they utilize this window ASAP. You have an advantage. You know this Deuce still doesn't want to fight. That Radiance, that Butterfly, no longer matters. Your whole team has 100% true strike on target.
They're coming. They're coming for Beastmaster, and Lich is going to find him. Blink in, Snowball, it was one of their smokes, a raw back. He does not TP out of this one. He does not TP out of this one.
He was close.
He was actually very close if it wasn't for the Hex. Spiriting up the mid, top tier 2 tower will finally be brought down. That's the last remaining out of tower for Team Liquid. Keep in mind too, the Pango have not removed the shrines, so they've still got back positions to TP out to for Liquid, but into the mid lane. Dazzle has started the push. They're looking towards the range Rex. Jump in from Ghostic. Burns the Ravage very, very quickly. Bristleback's in the middle of this fight. Everyone's getting cool spray stacks up, but can they kill off Matoma?
No buyback.
The stuns are out. Matoma's going to kill them all if they're not too careful. Oh no, he may die anyway. 4-staff out. He finally goes down. A buyback's available for the Bristleback, but not for the Deucer. And that may just be the mid-racks, a fortification, keeping the range tracks alive on 7 HP and giving time for Bristleback to get back to the front lines. There's Tidehunter with the shields up, they hex on the Bristleback. Dazzle stunned up because the ET is just an ET. Familiar drop down, and now Matoman trapped inside the shards. He doesn't have Greaves available. So much negative armor, so much damage, but double 4-staffs gives Matoman the distance to get back to the tier 4 towers.
He just faded in that meantime. Respect the Pango. They're playing to win this game, Toby.
Yep.
They just went straight in. He didn't get a damn second to do anything.
They're going for the second lane of racks. A potential winner's bracket spot available. Keep in mind that Liquid, if they lose this game, they'll be in, well, and they still manage to get through. They're still facing up against LGD. Second place of this group faces LGD in the first round of the winner's bracket. It's a hard path, and right now it's Pango's path, pushing Liquid into it. Matumba, he barely survives. They still want the second lane of racks. GH has been such a beast throughout this entire series, creating more and more space. But they still cannot stop.
And Pango, you have way too much DPS if you remove the main core of Liquid from the equation.
Liquid's coming out. Now they're underneath the dire observer ward, Pango, and that's why Matumberman, he is full on bait. They have to jump in, and man, that bait, he's going to actually go down. 2 minutes on the sideline. There was not enough of a response from Liquid, not fast enough. They have to retreat. Pango have one hell of a window. Do they go for Roshan, however, or do they go for the top lane of racks? The Daedalus is coming out on the courier, so it will be fully completed for this next fight, and the Roshan just does not survive. You get the refresher shot in for the Tidehunter. Oh, the push is coming in. Bristleback still not alive. Pango. It only took him a minute to do Roshan, and 2 minutes on the sideline for Bristle. Makes this very difficult, and they're jumping in. They're after the Deucer. The kick. No! He went the wrong way! The Ravage is blown! He still has a secondary one, however. Actually, no, he doesn't. They didn't actually have the refresher shard over on Ghostic, but they jump forward over on Deucer. Soulbind, Lich and Dazzle combined together. Shadow with the ET splitter. Lich will die. The Megas are already now up for Pango. Slayer looking to survive. The Aegis Immortal burns on the Dazzle, but he's in pretty deep and isolated. That's why Tusker just throws the Medusa, or kicks the Medusa, the opposite direction. They need some exit kills right now. Team Liquid cannot afford to let Pango get away from this one with only just the Lich dying. There has to be more. Bristleback could be up in 2 seconds time. They just can't stay close to him. Tusker, he's an ultimate kicker at the moment, but he will still die. 74 seconds on the sideline for him. Both heroes have buyback, and Pango have megas. And just that lifesteal that's going to come from the never-ending sprays or whatever he can do to stay alive. Octarine up.
61 damage per quill stack. Theoretically, he can just sustain for so long that
But he's baiting. Silver Edge already breaks him, and thanks to the Tuskar kickback, Kuro's not there to help save him. That's why they use the Lotus Orbs, chain him around, and it's actually Tuskar Snowball that's pushing Matoma to the front line, and then they Sinistigate him up and ghosting the Ravage catches the 3 backliners. Matoma, he's actually going to go down. They're all on top of him. A buyback comes in from Kuro, but now it's Shadow, the last remaining big core that has to do the defense. Thanks to the Manta, they'll break free, removing that mana. There's no Chain Frost available. The Roar separates the two of them. The Soulbind made it so that double Roar was absolutely perfect. 2 heroes down, and Shadow finally has the moment that he has been farming himself towards as the pause comes in.
Liquid feels very confident committing.
Yep.
You need to try and get that initial kill with a Hex and a kickback or a Lich pull, something like that. Because if you're blowing the Ravage, Liquid's always going to be able to turn it around. That's a 3-for-1. Not the end of the world. They actually executed that perfectly because they hexed into the kickback and then they Silver Edge attacked him. He's 100% dead if not for that snowball.
Oh boy.
But they executed it perfectly.
So next time, that mistake will not happen again. They look towards Mataman. Hex is out. There's your first kick. This time the Tuskar. He starts the snowball again. Lotus Orb is already out. They're bouncing about the opposite directions. But Matumba, he's able to stand his ground. They're going to kill up the Tuskar. Shallow Grave keeps him alive just that little bit longer. And maybe then it's even the Dazzle. But because he's got that fresh Aeon disc, he stays alive longer. But now the Lich Chain Frost bouncing around the wings. And Liquid, they are so damn strong, so damn powerful. And Pango have 2 in the grave with no way back up again, but Liquid are still against Megas.
Yep, and they're fighting with that Ravage there, Toby. I don't think you should be in the vicinity of the base. Don't allow them that window of 20 to 30 seconds where the creep waves are good and then they beeline for you.
This is why Dusa spent the money on the BT's level 2.
Yep.
Needs to jump to the hero. Smoke coming forward. Team Liquid, BT's onto the Bristleback, so Shadow's on the front lines. Roshan's already dead. Is he? Ravage, it's going to burn to create his face and actually killed up by Daya. And now in they come into the pit. The Roar is out with the Soulbind. It's both Dazzle and Tuskar stunned up for the moment, and they're getting the kills. The damage from Medusa is way too high. Even Lich controlled on the edge. He'll go down. Dazzle will follow through. It's a Shallow Grave will finally wear off. Remember, he has the Aegis Immortal, so back to life. Dazzle 2 seconds down, but the creeps are all coming up. They're beating into the tier 4 towers. Only ET is the one on the defense, so even though they will be able to stop them from holding the Aegis Immortal, there is a huge defense job that must be done by Liquid now.
How do you break high ground against a team with this much power?
We're not having this debate, are we? How does Liquid break high ground when they're against Megas? Look, we can't be having this kind of debate. Like,
look, man, you watched, what was it, the
Here they go. Smoke against Smoke. Tide has the double Ravage, and they're looking for the target. It's over towards the Beastmaster, but he couldn't move fast enough. The Blink actually couldn't go off. They will get the Hex over on Dusa. Ravage number 1. Wait for Ravage number 2. There it goes. They bounce him around, combining with the Chain Frost. Dusa is down, and the supports of Liquid, they couldn't get involved, but at least Bristleback, he stayed alive through all of this. So much life, and GH, he's got 520 damage extra. He's going to try and rip through them. He just obliterated the Visage. Everyone was there. The Tide is on the run. The Shallow Grave will keep him alive a little bit longer. Let that Anchor Smash rings once again. They've got buyback available for both Tide and Visage. And man, the only thing to apologize for in that fight was my swearing.
Wow, and here, okay. Is that it? It might. Okay, so
no.
Slayer's going to do something cool here. He's going to do his best to cancel the Medusa TP once this wave dies and just stall it out for a few more seconds. Here it goes. Do it. No.
TP out. TP out.
So
no. He couldn't do it. He'll have to TP back himself now. Fortification's buying a little bit of time. They break through it. They're going for the GG push. You knew this was coming. There's no familiars to work with. They got taken out in the last fight, but the Bristleback, hexed up for the moment, just turns his back towards everyone. The tier 4 towers, 1 is down. Shadow's got the range. Tide wants to jump in. No Ravage available. BKB in 1 second time, and that's what he wanted. The disarm over on the Dusa. She can't fight just yet, but it's breaking free now. Bristleback stunned up by the familiars. They'll hold him in position, but this Soulbind in the backline's mind control. Roars over on both, but then he got broken free so quickly. Dazzle, he can Shallow Grave and stay alive for a little bit longer, but Ghost is being kited out by Shadow. He needs to get the Anchor Smash off and to reduce this damage. Not possible. Tuskar will come back to life, but there is no option for the Titan to buy back as the Dire Ancient. It's finally being brought down. It's down to 1 there. It's down to 1100. ET is pumping it, but the Frost Shield is making it difficult. They've got to stop ET. They're pulling back with the Sinistigate, but they can't the way through and taking game 3 in what is now a marathon series. But props to both teams. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. I don't think words really do this game justice. That was fantastic. Like everything from the itemization, the way these teams moved around the map, the warding, the focus on objectives, all the things that make teams good at Dota, both of these teams are doing.